Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
Hello, 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 everyone. How are you?
Hey, people.
Just a moment. So tonight is really special. We have some of our vets here with us tonight, but we're going to do a few housekeeping things. Just some quick things that I want to go over. Thank you for joining me here tonight on Cousin Chat. My co-host Shanae will be with us in just a little bit. So she's going to join us. So don't worry. You'll still get to answer all your credit questions. But I don't know how the night is going to go, right? I have some of my favorite guys in my life on here with us tonight. And so we're going to take it as it comes. So I'm Shanae Smith, your local realtor and neighborhood expert, and I'm here to help you with all your real estate needs. I don't just work on things that are just real estate. I want to bring you information that is relevant to you and your community, okay? As we're working along here, you're going to see me looking all over the place. but I'm with you. I'm just working on a couple of different laptops and different things. But let's see. I just want to make sure I'm front and center. And so I want to share things. So while we're on here, I like to say each one reach one. So when you're with us, you can take and share, like, and pass this link to other people so that they can also see us and be able to ask questions, chime in, and so forth. All right? Anything that you want to ask, you can ask us. And if we don't answer it tonight, then we will definitely be in touch with you. The other nice thing about it is you can come on, you can send a question, and my assistant, Michael, who's working in the back end, will definitely make sure that I get your question, okay? So just to, I told you that Shanae would be joining us a little bit late, but recent news, I don't want to talk about Corona. I don't want to talk about elections. I want to talk about the Marine Corps birthday. I want to talk about that. Do you know, November the 10th, 1775,
I was going to say.
marks the birthday, the first birthday for the U.S. Marine Corps. So they are now 245 years old. So thank you all for joining me tonight.
Absolutely.
I have two U.S. Marine Corps vets here on the line with us tonight. Hold on to your hats because I don't know what we might get. One of them doesn't even know the other one is here. Terrence Hawkins, guess who I have on the line with us tonight?
Who is that?
I have Lee Harvin, Charles Lee Harvin, on here with us tonight.
Hey, what's up, cousin?
Hey, what's up, baby? What happened?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm actually on my way to
He says,
Hoorah. Hoorah, I heard you, Leatherneck. Nico, don't feel left out. It's all good.
Well, yeah. We look. Y'all ain't Marines yet, but bless your heart.
don't get started on him because Nico actually wanted to do the Marine Corps, but he didn't listen to mom and he got a tattoo. But
That's all right. Hey, look, he still can be a Marine. He's young enough.
exactly. So be nice to him. But
He going to pass out. He sure going to do that. If you want the way that eagle go with that,
Get my TV on
definitely
right
going
now.
to
You
pass
can
out.
do it. When TV don't come on.
Nico, unmute yourself, please. So but you
Nico,
know,
what's up, baby?
that's Lee.
How you doing?
What's up, Nico? So really quick, like I said, we like for everybody, each one reach one. I do a couple of shout outs. So if you see that you have anyone that has tuned in because you shared, please let me know and we'll shout out to them as well. So I just want to say hi to Vonzella Johnson. Hi, Vonzella. She tunes in with us each and every week. We have Nico Nickens on here with us. We also have Cheryl on here with us. And let's see, Vonzella, we have you here twice. Let's see who else we have. We have Carolyn Beagle. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. Hi, George. I saw you down there in the bayou with those alligators the other day. And we have Alicia Warren and Bobby Brown. Thank you for joining us this evening. Each
Y'all
one.
got Bobby Brown up here. Quick caution, man.
That's right. We got the infamous Bobby Brown. Okay. That's
It ain't Whitney Bobby, is it?
no, it's not the Whitney Bobby.
They
So
both sing though.
they both sing though. We'll have him on here at another time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. So thank you all for joining us. And I don't want to hold you long, but I know that these are Terrence is my cousin, Charles Lee Harvin is my cousin as well, and Nico is my son. Not only are they family to me, they're like brothers to me. Of course, my son is my son, but the other thing about them is they have served our country and they have protected us and they surely protect me. So I thank you all. I thank you all for your service. Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps again.
Right.
And so how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm actually on my way to go meet some more Marines because unbeknownst to your announcement, you didn't say exactly where the birthplace of the Marine Corps was. And
Hey, I thought I'd leave something up to you.
it was in Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was actually in a bar. We were founded in a bar. So the Marine Corps has a strong tradition of drinking. And I will be partaking as soon as this Zoom is over. I'm on my way to go meet some Marine brothers of mine. And every year we get together at National Harbor. This year, due to the pandemic and all this going on and the social distancing, we are not meeting in our normal place. So we found another watering hole, and we're definitely about to go get watered down. So I do appreciate being a part of this panel and everything that you're doing, Shemay.
I appreciate you too and everything that you do. Lee.
Shemay,
Yes, sir.
Even though I don't see y'all because I'm not up with the technology like y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you invited me to it, and I can hear your voices and all the above. But I will be up there for Thanksgiving.
You will be?
Yeah, I will be.
All right.
And like Terry said, we were formed in a bar. Even though I'm at my house, I'm consuming now.
So
and simplify and happy birthday.
thank you. And thank you both for joining us. It's always good to get together. We don't know what Thanksgiving is going to look like for us, right? It'll be virtually, but even if we don't get to see each other in person, I pray that we all at least get to talk that day as well, because Terry will be moving around that day. He'll be moving around that day.
And I got a lot going on. My just received word that my father-in-law may be having surgery, so we may be moving Thanksgiving down there to help him recover and so on and so forth. If not, we'll be in North Carolina with the new grandbaby.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have a new addition to the family, Brittany.
Bless your heart, Terry. Bless your heart.
Brittany has had a little girl, and then Mr. Green, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with him during this time. That is Denise's father.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much, Terry, for joining for this brief moment. Both of you, I have a dedication that will be going out. So if you can stay tuned by your phone or some other method, or you can.
Yeah, I'm actually going to log in. I'm going to log in from my phone so my other Marine friends can say hello as well.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Just chime back in with us and you'll get to meet your other cousin as well. Okay.
Right on. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. You guys have a good one.
I gotta take a run myself, but look, I'm going to call you one-on-one so you can talk me into Zooming and all that, because this stuff is new to me. I'm not with this technology. I'm old school. So
absolutely. And I want to connect you with Shanae because you talked about buying a home, and also you're a vet and you haven't used your VA benefits. So we want to get you on the road to home ownership. And even if you need to do some credit repair, we're a team, so Shanae can help you with that. Okay?
Okay, cool. Well, look, you got my number, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, just call me anytime.
All right, I will.
Baby, I love you, and you keep doing what you're doing, and hey, reach for the sky, baby.
I love y'all too.
All righty. Y'all take, hey, Nico, you keep doing what you're doing too, man.
You too.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was our little brief hello and happy birthday for the U.S. Marine Corps. But we'll continue on to talk to a vet here that just went through the home buying experience, and he experienced a lot of things during that process that he can tell you about Was it, I'll let him describe it for you, but he's the honest side of things. And sometimes vets think that, oh, I can just get a VA loan because I have I have time in service. But there's a procedure, there's still some things there. But my son purchased a home with me. He's a homeowner now, and I'm excited for him. And so thank you for joining me, son.
No problem.
So I know you were a little nervous about this evening. You were like, Mom, I don't know what to say. But I want you to talk about the process because you all were working on your credit as you went along, right? Mm-hmm. And so a lot of things that you thought because you were a vet, it wasn't available to you at the time. And so I just want you to talk about that because for me, I was still there to help you. But for me, you show the reality of it where we meet buyers sometimes that just think, like I said, oh, I've done service. I want a VA loan. I want 3% closing help. I want all of these things, right? So I know that you're enjoying your home now, but just talk briefly about your experience.
My experience was a rough one. Wasn't all fun like we thought it would be. My wife was a big part of helping. And like you said, just because you're a vet doesn't mean that you're going to get all the things that you think you're going to get. I came into buying a home thinking I would have to put no money down on anything, that the service would take care of all of that, and I would just move into a home that I liked. It wasn't the, walk in the park like I thought it was going to be. Credit is still big. You still have to have a good financial history. So any debt that you have, you need to get big debt paid off to lower your debt to income. Also, payment history, 6 months positive payment history. And then, having that money put away. Don't just go squandering money, what do you call it? Stimulus money. If you don't have any bills or somebody, you're helping put that away if you're looking to buy a home, because you're definitely going to need that. I didn't know what an earnest money deposit was, so that was big. A lot of fees come in, and you just got to hold it on.
Right. I think we got stuck just a little bit here. But that's correct. And one of the things that why he's talking about an earnest money deposit, a good faith, even though that money, it was still his, it went towards his closing expenses, but he was not able to use the VA loan. And he can always refi, but he wasn't able to use it because they were working on their credit while they were in the process of purchasing a home. And his wife was very instrumental in conducting, writing letters for credit repair to their creditors and getting the scores up. And their loan officer also was, letting them know and pulling their credit to get them to the 640. But even when we got to the 640, the problem that he's telling you about was even though they got their credit up to where it needed to be, they didn't have the positive history. But son, I just want to say to you that, again, your wife was very instrumental in helping you get that done. And I think that you're the reality of it to let a voice to let them know that, like you said, credit is very important, even when you're a vet. I have learned that when people are in the military, they don't always get all of the details about a VA loan. They're not educated on that portion of it. And so you kind of learn as you go. But I'm proud of you that you moved through the process. And some people just want to be there right then and there. They want, I want the house. I want it now. I want the 3% closing help. And they don't understand that there's a process. So I am truly thankful that you have moved through the process and now you're a homeowner. And now, how do you like it? I think we're frozen again. Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
turned off the Wi-Fi to. Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you now. I'm on my data now.
Yes.
I love the home. So once again, with the VA loan and military personnel, I think from being in the military so long and having everything given to us while we're on orders, we walk into things with a sense of entitlement, and we have to realize that this is still life, and nothing that's going to be given to you. You still have to work for it. Now that we're in the home, we love it. The previous owners, they had some things that we didn't like, but it's still a fun project, even though they left things that we didn't like. Being a first time home buyer is exciting because you now get to do things to your home that you can't necessarily do when you're renting out spaces from other people. So Kiara, my wife, likes to do a whole bunch of home DIY. So, from the front yard to the kitchen to the basement, we're everywhere.
Tell them about the one DIY you all did or she did.
Sometimes she costs me money. So, fairly new home. We found out later that we didn't actually need the dryer duct vents cleaned, but we had a dryer brush stuck in the vents. So we had to have a handyman come in and cut some of the wall out and repair that.
What happened? What did Kiara do?
Oh, she tried to clean them out herself with a drill and a home brush from Home Depot.
If you all could have saw his face when he called me, he said, "No more DIY projects." I told her, "No more DIY projects." But they are in the home now, and they're doing some great projects in there and making the home their own. And so that's one of the benefits to home ownership versus renting. And, when you're paying out $1,800 to $2,500 a month in rent to other people, and you're helping them with their tax, bracket and things like that, you could be doing the same thing. And so now my son understands the importance of that, and he's making strides to do even more than that. So thank you so much, son, for joining me this evening and talking about your experience and being real. And the other thing Mom wants to thank you for is your service. And I just remember when you first was leaving to go to the military, and Mom told you when you got out of high school, you could be all you could be, or you could get a full-time job, or you could go to school, or you could, work full-time. But I just wanted you to do good. And so I'm very proud of you. You have done good. I think that you're an excellent husband and a father, and you're still my son. And you continue to make me happy to be your mom. And I'm just glad that you're home. And, each time that you would come and go, it never got easy being a military mom, but I love you and I am so thankful for your service.
No problem. We love you too.
All right, son. So go take care of my grandbabies and I'll talk to you soon. I got to get myself together.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Okay, you guys. So you heard the true experience of a veteran and his service with us. And they wanted that 3%. They wanted all of those things, but it was not possible because they didn't have a good, positive credit history. So I am available to help you with that. Shanae is also. We've talked tremendously about credit and being ready. And so at any time that you want to talk more about that and how we can help you, we do help vets. You can give us a call and you can call Shanae for a free 30-minute consultation. Okay. So just moving on a little bit, we want to say hello to a couple of other people that have joined us this evening. Let's just see here. Who do we have? You're going to see some pictures flash if you haven't started to see them already of people that have served us well over the years. Hi, Ellen. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Barbara Anthony. Hi. Barbara is like a sister to me. We grew up together, and our children, we were more like sisters than being schoolmates. So how you doing? June, thank you for joining us. Bobby Brown, thank you for joining us. Franklin Williams. Hi, Frank. And Kiara, thank you for joining us. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Let's just see. I'm not. Again, if you have any questions, please, please, please make sure that you reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer those questions. I wanted to check a couple of other things here to see before we move on. Waiting on Shanae to join us. Last night we had Charlene Flood on with us and we talked about staging your home. And why is this really important? And you don't have to use a stager, but I want to talk about it because when we go to sell our homes, we have to detach ourselves from it. We're still going to keep it up and keep it nice for the market, but sometimes we have to depersonalize it by decluttering and doing a few things like that. So I want to make sure that you understand that you can always use a stager. You can do your own decorating, but you definitely want to take and declutter and prepare your house to give a clean canvas so that others can see what the home would look like for them. It's fine. You've decorated it for yourself. You have lovely decorations and lovely furniture. However, we want to make sure that the client can see themselves in that home and how they can arrange their things. So you want to clear some things out. Everybody understands that you're moving. I suggest that instead of putting all your things in black bags, you either get tubs and label them, or you get a box and label them. If you have a garage area or storage area in your home where you can take and put your boxes, you can do that. You can get the pods. They can put the pods out there in the yard for you for a couple of days until you actually move, or you can actually go and get a storage bin, okay? So when you're preparing your house for the market, you just want to make sure everything is neat and tidy. You put up all your valuables, and of course, you make things neutral so that the potential buyers can envision themselves in the home, all right? The other thing I want to tell you about, we have a Thanksgiving contest going on. Yep, Thanksgiving. So I like to cook, right? I like to cook. I like to cook sweets. I like to cook, just anything really. But we have a Thanksgiving recipe contest going on. So you've been seeing it on my Facebook page. I know you have. I don't want you to just like it. I want you to submit your favorite recipe. We're going to select the recipe. And when we select the recipe, we are going to air it, and we're going to fix it while we have time. We're going to cook with everybody, invite you on to cook with us and fix your favorite meal. And you get a chance to win a gift card, right? This background here, it looks like I'm disappearing, but you're going to have a chance to come on with us on Cousin Chat and be able to fix your meal. So please, please, please submit your recipes. Don't just like it. Go to somebody, ask them for it. It doesn't take but a little bit. You can snapshot it, send it in, and we're going to look at it. We're going to, and the other thing, if you could write why it's your favorite recipe. My favorite meal at Thanksgiving, I like to have sweet potatoes and ham. But I don't just want the sweet potatoes or yams. I like mine's made up in a pudding. And the way that I do it, I don't know if everybody else does, but I can't stand having strings in my sweet potatoes. That's a turn off for me. So, that would be one of my reasons, but that was my favorite thing. I'll sit there and eat the ham and sweet potatoes just like it's crackers and cheese. So that's one of my favorite things that I like to have for the holiday. Okay, so submit that so that we could definitely be able to judge in the contest, and maybe you'll win that gift prize. All right, let's see. So Hawaii 5-0, not sure if you all are thinking about traveling. Some of the things that are still happening right now with the travel industry, we don't know what's happening just yet or where things will be. Oh, there she is. Hi. I was getting ready to start going, but you're right on time. I had started talking about Hawaii 5-0, but I said, yeah, she's going to join us. How you doing?
That's it. I'm here. I am here. You held it down wonderfully. I was actually on the other side. I was a guest as I was driving. So that was like spectacular, you know, to see and to be a part of and everything. And the tribute to the Marines. Happy birthday, guys. That was awesome. Nico sharing his experience was wonderful because, you know, what's the one thing that we always talk about? Don't be ready. I mean, what is it?
Don't get ready.
Don't get ready. Be ready.
That's right.
Exactly. So hearing it from the standpoint of not only a vet, but also from a homeowner who, you know, went through it, because a lot of times when we tell our clients or, you know, potential clients something, it's like, yeah, okay, well, you don't really know because you didn't experience it, or you just, you know, want my business. You just want to fix my credit. I know I should be able to do this because I've done this, I've served, and so forth and so on. That's like on a podcast that I talked about yesterday with the pandemic and so many interest rates being, you know, so phenomenal. So many people were able to purchase a home. However, if your credit doesn't support you being a candidate for those wonderful interest rates, it's not going to, you know, magically happen. You have to make sure that you keep your credit intact, because our country, our grading system is your credit, your positive history, your length of credit, your debt to income, you know, ratio. So it was good for folks to hear and rehear and hear again Nico saying that, yes, I am, you know, a vet. I didn't even qualify for the VA loan because I did not have my ducks in a row. Just because it's offered to you and you meet some of the qualifications of, you know, being, you know, have served our country. If you don't have your things in order, then it's not going to serve you, even though you served us.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And so they still have a responsibility. And yes, he was able to talk about that. And I can remember him going, he was like, I need that 3%. I need that 3%. But even in the regular market, non-vets, you're not even seeing that right now, because people have worked hard. They put this equity into their home. And for a time such as now, when they're ready to sell, maybe they want to upgrade, or maybe they want to downsize, or maybe they're just retiring and they want to travel. And that money serves as almost like a bank account, a nest egg for such a time. And now someone is asking them to give 3% of that up. And when you look at that, that could be a lot of money. So let's just imagine a house at $350,000 times 3%. You're asking them to give up $10,500. And you know, the person that's asking for it, they don't understand sometimes that when you become the owner and you become the seller now, somebody's going to ask you for the same thing. And so, you know, we want everything to work out for everybody. And that's where the negotiations come in. And right now, we are in the seller's market. We can do all that we can, but having good, solid credit and that nest egg for yourself, even as a buyer, makes a big difference.
It definitely does.
So what's happening with you?
Just, you know, came back in and everything. Thank you for holding it down. Thank you for the wonderful, guests and everything. All of the Marines, I want to say, when you go out, to your respective watering holes, to please, please,
Be
please
careful.
be careful. Be beyond careful. Okay. Do enjoy yourself. It's a time for us to celebrate. It's a time for you guys to celebrate with Veterans Day being tomorrow. I know that the celebration is going to continue. So thank you to all of those that served and that are still serving us, the active duty folks. Thank you so much for all that you do, to protect us here on, stateside and everything. We really, really, really appreciate you. Even if we don't say it enough, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I'm just, happy to be sharing the word, about credit. That's what I do. I love it. It's definitely important. I spent some time with my grandkids today. Excited about Hawaii 5-0. I will be turning the 50, and I know you guys are like 50 where, and that's what I'm saying myself. However, yes. Although black does not crack, honey, it does age. But removed. So there are different ways that you can go about it. You can call the creditor. You can call the credit reporting agencies. You can submit a dispute letter. You can do a pay to delete. It's so many different ways that you can go about handling having the information that is inaccurately being reported removed. However, the one thing that is so important is that you have to dispute from the actual credit agency's report. You cannot dispute from a third party reporting agency.
So I can't dispute from Credit Karma?
No, you cannot. You can dispute from Credit Karma. Let me tell you that. So it's not that you can't, it's that if you want it to be removed and to stay removed, you need to factually dispute it from the actual credit reporting agency's report. What you need to do is you need to make copies of all three of your original reports. You need to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. You need to highlight. You need to make copies. You need to send it to the agencies. You need to fax it to them. You need to get it to them however you deem fit, so that it will not return back to your credit report. When you do online disputing, behind that submit button or dispute now button or whatever the name of the button is, all behind that and the intricate workings of coding is it's you actually clicking away your right to further dispute that item if it does not work out in your favor. So there are instances where you can online dispute and it will, come off. But that's not to say that it's going to come off all of the reports. It's not to say that it won't come back on your report. But it is to say that if it doesn't come off, you by law have clicked away your right to further dispute that item. So whatever the outcome is, the outcome is. And I don't want to take a chance. So I do everything the old-fashioned way, the snail mail way, because it's a trail, it's a letter, it's a paper trail. It helps me in the long run. It works to my favor and to my client's favor in the long run. And with everything that's being done, with the pandemic and everything, they have gotten away with a lot of mess as far as not responding within the allotted time that is given, governed by law. Because like everyone, they too were affected by the pandemic. So they became short-staffed. They had to shut down. But like any other company, they're in business to make money. So when they were able to come back short-staffed or, working from home or whatever, they used the pandemic just like, we did. And it's like, we are short-staffed or we are limited staff. We're not able to, respond or get the responses back in a timely fashion or what's mandated by law due to the pandemic. So we, as an industry, are actually fighting to have, the normalcy put back, because that's not fair to our clients. And so when you submit something via dispute via the United States Postal Service, then they have a certain amount of time that they have to reply. You have a certain amount of time that you have to reply. Anyone can actually fix their own credit, as you heard with Nico and his wife. It's just that it becomes so time consuming, and you have to definitely be dedicated and you have to be focused. With them, they were definitely dedicated because they weren't fixing their credit to purchase a home. They were fixing their credit while they were purchasing a home. And so that was the determining, factor. And that was definitely the motivation to keep them moving, and to stay focused and to stay on top of everything, because everything was happening, while it was happening.
Yes.
So it can definitely, be done. You definitely need to be organized. You need to stay on top of things. And that is why a lot of folks rely on, services such as mine, the Professional Credit Diva, because with everyday life, it can be, a lot. You have your kids, you have your home, you have your job, you have your spouse, you have, so much, going on that, it can be, overwhelming and everything. And you can miss the 30-day, time limit that you have to respond. But once you start the process, you definitely, want to see it through, because on the other side of that, is excellent credit, 750 or higher. And I remember a post that Micah did for me a while ago. And it was actually in one of my webinars where it said, having an 850 credit score or having a 750 plus credit score is like seeing rainbows. You just get so happy when you see a rainbow. Let me take a picture.
Right.
I have to share it on Facebook. That's the same feeling you get when you get that excellent credit. I'm telling you.
And my background coming from, even with jobs, right? Having to fill out the equip form, having a secret clearance, things like that. We had to go through that. When they would pull out credit pull, check out, Vernon Hanshaw, he says, taxes tell a story also. Yeah, they will pull that information too. That is correct. And when you're purchasing a home, that's what they want. They want to see your credit. They want to see at least 3 months worth of bank statements, and they want to see at least 2 years of tax paperwork. Yeah. So, and if you're self-employed, they want to see that also. So there are loans that are out there for them if they are self-employed, and there are loans that are out there if you don't have good credit, but you have to put money down.
Yeah,
you have to put some, you got to pay to play. You're not going to get the same programs, because these programs, they have minimum credit scores. Some of them are 640, and you need to be able to show some positive history. So absolutely. Well, thank you. We got some more people that joined us. I thought we had a question that came in, but hey, Frank, he says, hi. I went to school with Franklin Williams. And that's right, Nika. It is an ever-changing economy. And when the pandemic hit, some of the banks moved credit score requirements up to 680.
Yeah.
So, because if you took a hit, you took a forbearance during this time. While, certain things may not have affected, it affected other things. And you should be in touch with these companies now, because payments are being due. If you're doing a modification, whatever you're doing, make sure you get back in touch with your lending institution to make sure that paperwork is turned in. You want to make sure you're checking on your utility bills now. I know you all have seen, I've put it on Facebook, that they're starting to turn utilities off now, even though we're still in this pandemic. So you want to make sure you get in touch with your creditors, okay? I have a couple more shout outs. Nicola Hill, thank you for joining us. Sherelle Perry, thank you for joining us. Finchtown, thank you for joining us. Sonia Prince Ward, thank you for joining us. Kim Carroll, thank you for joining us. And let's see, who else do we have? I said Nicola. Ladrine Howard Peterson, thank you for joining us. Let's see. Bonzella is on here. She was here earlier.
I know, I heard it earlier. I was on the call.
Tamika Walker Chapman, thank you for joining us. Kenneth Robinson, thank you for joining us. Is this Shane Payton? Thank you for joining us. If that is not correct, please, I apologize.
Shane, I think it's Shane.
Oh, Shane, okay. Doris Didi Cutler, thank you for joining us. Oh, she even waved. Hi. Carol, thank you for joining us. Do you have any name?
No, actually, those were, I recognized a lot of those names.
Okay, so we have another list. You see that other list that have joined us there?
No, no, I just let Micah send it, and you
Okay.
because she's sharing from your
Frank
page.
Davis. Okay, Frank Davis. Thank you for joining us, Michelle. Thank you for joining us, Cottrell. Thank you for joining us, Caprice Smith. Thank you for joining us, Rochelle Denise. Thank you for joining us, and Rainy B. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's see. Looks like we have something. Bobby Brown says, how long does it take to correct your credit when in the process of purchasing a home?
It all depends. It depends on what you have on your credit. It also depends on how old it is. It also depends on the way that, you dispute it off. So it's no definite timeline with anything, unfortunately, because it can come off in the first round. It might take several rounds. It all depends. Sometimes if you have like a collection or something, what you can do is you can actually reach out to the actual original creditor, work out something with them, and then that would help the the collection to fall off of your your credit report, depending upon the details that you work out with the original creditor. Now, if you work out something with the collection agency, it just becomes a paid collection. It still affects your credit negatively. And really the only thing that does is just alleviate the funds from your pocketbook. So I always suggest that you deal directly with the original creditor. And if they are not willing to work with you, then you definitely need to dispute it.
And so also there is no set time. It also depends on the billing cycle. So you can pay something off and it may not hit for a month and a half or so. So it depends on the billing cycle also with the creditors. I know that in this case, my daughter and calling the credit repair, not the credit repair, but calling the credit companies to say, hey, can you update this, right?
Yeah. You can
and
do
this was even during the pandemic. She was calling, yes.
Yeah.
So you have to stay on them. Again, the pandemic, they're taking more time to do things, but we're constantly, and we are work in progress ourselves. So we're always saying, don't get ready, be ready. And they were getting ready during the process. They got through it. They're on the other side of it now.
Amen.
But
but I bet you now they won't take their credit for granted. I bet you they're doing everything in their power and their ability to safeguard it, to continue to build on it and things like that, because they understand how important it is.
That's right. So, and if you have any other questions, you can definitely write them to us. Roxanne, thank you for joining us and for sharing. I want to say hi to Shaq in the Pack. Thank you for joining us, Shaq. I miss you. We were down at the McDonald's in Bryan's Road a couple of years ago, and I haven't seen you since then, but thank you for joining us tonight. James Nickens, hi. Calvin Adams, thank you for joining us. Let's see. And Roxanne, I said hi to Roxanne. Roxanne, I'm ready for you all to buy a house. Call me. There are plenty of deals that's out there for you and your family. So the other thing that we have, did she send me more? You all are on the road tonight. Thank you for joining us. Amen. Yes. So I'm glad to know that you all need this information and it's valuable to you or someone that you know and love, or, someone around you that just might need it. Okay. The other thing that we want to talk about real quick is, I said it earlier, we're going to do the Thanksgiving contest. We talked about staging, but if you want to reach Shanae or I, Shanae, please give your information.
I can be reached across all social media platforms at The Professional Credit Diva. You can definitely send me an email if you have any questions at info at The Professional Credit Diva. I'm sorry, at Professional Credit Diva. not the. And I also offer 30-minute complimentary consultations where I go over your your credit reporting agencies reports with you in depth. I break everything down to let you know what your credit report is actually saying about you. And you can reach me you can actually send a text message with your first name and the words complimentary consultation to 443-973-7555. Again, that is complimentary consultation to 443-973-7555. I actually enjoy the 30-minute consultations because it, first of all, lets people know how much I know about the credit industry and what's going on and how I can be of help to them. But I also use that time to educate them and to give them insight as to what's actually going on, what their options are, what their credit report says about them, and to actually take the time out because I do it via Zoom, where I go through and I show you the inconsistencies on your credit report that you may not even have realized are there. So I actually love doing the 30-minute consultations with my clients and with my potential clients. And it gives you guys that level of comfortability because you're actually able to put a face with the person who you're actually entrusting your credit repair to. And just to let you guys know that I am customer service. I am the professional credit diva. Right now, I'm a Black Queen. Shout out to my cousin Raheem and his Black Kings and Black Queens apparel line. But I am the diva that is actually doing the do. So your goals and dreams become my goals and dreams. And I find so much pleasure in assisting focused individuals and business owners with achieving their goals and dreams by restoring their credit.
Very good. Very good, very good. And for me, you can always do a free consultation with me. I offer consultations by Zoom or by phone. We can also meet in my office, but we will have to be protected with our PPE. And right now is a great time. Yep, in our social distancing. So I would prefer to do online consultations with you where we can sit down and go over all your housing needs, whether you're buying or selling or you're looking to invest. I'm not just a real estate agent. I'm a real estate coach and I'm a real estate mentor. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me directly at 202-709-7989. You can find me on Facebook at C. Smith Properties, LLC, and on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Shemay Smith. So until next time, we look forward. Oh, we got a lot coming up in November. So you all just need to stay tuned. Send in your recipes for the contest. That's just another reminder about that. And Nay, you wanted to say something else?
Just to let you guys know that, 2020 has been, a doozy. 2021, we're already preparing for it, and we're doing so with the Money Mindset Mastery Vision Board Party. More information is coming about that, and I will definitely keep you guys informed, but it is happening the last Sunday in December.
And when we did our vision board party last year, it was such a nice event, right? We had a great time. So please, if you're interested in that, please stay tuned for more of that. Send in your recipes and tune in with us again next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Jungle. Audio 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 Jungle.